come on with that paper, now, Teddy.
Give over, I'm reading it.
Yeah, well, I want it, so come on with the paper, eh?
Look, if you want to read the paper, you should get up earlier, shouldn't you? Rule of the house, first up, best dressed.
Them as pay the paper bill, sunshine. They say who reads the paper.
Look, when you both finish fraction, it's me that pays the paper bill.
And will you tell your darling son to show a bit more respect, then?
Yeah, have the paper if it's going to stop you moaning. Dad, you'll lend me the car this afternoon, won't you?
Oh, it's different when he wants them off the old man, innit, eh? Birding, are you?
What I want that car for comes under the heading of social, domestic and pleasure purposes, all right?
All right, birding. See the girl, then?
I'll give it you tonight.
No cash, no keys. Rules of the house, mate.
You don't trust anybody, you do you? Here.
Give it a bit of a wash when you finish with it, will you? The road tax is due this month, so I was thinking of getting rid of it.
You're not thinking of selling it, are you? It's a bad time, you know.
Yeah, well, what good is it, eh? I mean, by the time I get my licence back, it'll be falling to bits. And the insurance won't half-belt me. So I was thinking I might as well get shot and I'll get 1,000 for it.
1,000 for that heap?
Listen, that is a good car. I get 1,000 anywhere.
Hey, great. Could do a lot with £1,000.
You what?
Well, could do with a new bed for a start.
What's the matter with the old bed?
Well, you're always saying you're tired, aren't you? Do you know a new bed could do wonders for you? Could do with a new iron and all.
Hey, just hang on. Don't be blaming spending my money that I've not even got. It's only 8:15. You're going to work early, aren't you?
I'm going round to Ivy's, aren't I? Take her iron back. Like I said, ours is shot. See you, Terry.
See you, Mum.
You know why she's going round to Ivy, don't you? She's going on the nose. She thinks there's something up. She was mumbling about it in bed last night.
Oh, she means something up.
I don't know. I never listen to what your mother says, do I? Especially in bed.
I'm not being a wet blanket, Terry. It's just that your dad's car, it's not the ideal vehicle for removal work, is it? What we could really do with it
is a van or a truck, right?
Exactly. Now, this job I've lined up this afternoon, it's going to be really difficult with your dad's car.
Now, look, I know my dad's car ain't right, but this is an opportunity and we've got to seize it, right? Now, listen, this is a plan. We buy my dad's car cheap and we sell it at a profit. And what we make on it, we get a van.
Oh, I see.
Now, pick holes in that. You can't, can you?
No. Buy cheap, sell dear. That's a maxim on which fortunes have been made. I believe many a famous business partnership has started like that.
Right, so it's good enough for Duckworth and Watts?
Watts and Duckworth sounds more euphonious.
Yeah, we'll argue about that some other time. Now, I reckon you can pick my dad's car up for 500 quid if I play my cards right. We spend a bit of cash on it, we knock it out for 800 quid easy.
Excuse me asking, but why doesn't your dad sell it for 800 quid?
Because he needs a cash in his hand, doesn't he? Because he's got his road tax due, because I can handle him, and because he's a mug.
Well, I think...
Look, leave the thinking to me. Now let's get a move on. Whose stuff is it you said we're moving?
Omar Pimlott, Chapel Street.
Omar Pimlott? Don't half meet the stars on your bin round.
Mind what you're doing with that wardrobe? It's antique.
Yeah, bet you bought it new, didn't you, Ma? Where you say your daughter lives?
14 Francis Street. You go down Albert Road.
Yeah, I do know where Francis Street is, love. Come on, Curly Top, didn't you get your nut time badge when you were a Boy Scout?
I did, as a matter of fact.
Well, let's get moving then. Right, Ma, we said 15, didn't we?
15? It's only a mile to Francis Street. I'm only a pensioner.
Oh, she's a pensioner, Terry, and it's only a mile.
Look, we've sweated blood on this job, right? She'd have to pay 30 to a removal firm.
I know, but she's only a pensioner.
Whose side are you on?
I can go to 10. I can manage 10. But if that's no good to you, well, you'd best get the stuff back in the house.
OK, Ma. 10 to you.
See now, delinquent, if you ask me. Cost us 5 to hire the car off me dad. We've been mugged. You know that, don't you? Hey, Teddy. Where am I going to sit? Hey? Blimey. You'll just have to walk, mate. Unless you want to get in the wardrobe on top of the car.
Why should I have to walk? I can drive. You get out and walk.
Give over. We're only covered for me driving, aren't we? Anyway, like you and her kept telling me, it's only a mile.
Oh, Terry.
And don't dawdle, because I'm not unloading any of this lot until you get there. What are you doing? What does it look like I'm flaming doing? And you took your time getting here, didn't you?
Has the car broken down?
Yeah, flaming fan belt's bust. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be wearing a pair of ladies' tights, would you? Don't answer that. Look, let's get the job finished and then we can ring Kevin for a new fan belt, OK?
How can we get the job finished if the car's broken down?
Because we've only got to get it to the end of the street, haven't we? Come on. Get pushing.
Oh, come on, Terry.
Save your breath and get pushing. Flaming fair. If I have to walk a mile, you've been driving it. It's all right for you.
All I'm saying is, why do we have to spend 500 quid on something we have to push? We can buy a wheelbarrow for a couple of quid.
Look, that car will be right, I'm telling you.
I'm just trying to be rational, business-like.
Business-like? You let that old bird have the job for a tenner. It cost us £5 to hire a car off me dad, and on top of that, we still owe Kevin Webster for the fan belt.
She's a pensioner, is all my piblot. You can't go round exploiting pensioners, Terry.
She exploited us, you wally. Look, there's no room for sentiment in business, mate. If you want to help old age pensioners, my best advice to you is to get very, very rich. And then you can be generous.
You know what you are? You're a capitalist.
Certainly I am. Or at least I would be if I had some capital. Hey, up, Kev. Here, Curly, get Kevin a drink, and while you're there, I could manage another.
When you've got a minute, Mrs. Turpin, what's the news on the car, Kev? Put a new fan belt on your mobile again.
Good lad.
But if you ask me, there's a lot of work needs doing on it. Those hoses want changing for definite. Well, really speaking, that radiator one's taking out, stripping down.
Yeah, but it's not urgent, though, is it?
You don't know till it packs in on you, do you?
That car is a liability, not an investment.
Give over. We'll use these little things to get the car off me dad cheap, won't we? Hey, and listen, don't go letting on to me dad that we've been using it to shift loads of stuff, right?
Do you think I'm stupid?
Here, listen, we'll get the car off me dad cheap. You can ponce it up for us, we'll knock it out, £200 profit easy.
You're not going to pull a fast one on your own dad, are you?
Certainly I am. He's been pulling fast ones on me since I was at Bessie Street Infants.
That car has been well looked after. It's been serviced religiously.
You what? About once a year you get some cowboy mate of yours to put a second-hand set of spark plugs in it.
I mean, you're generally saying that kid going in and out of Ibis, don't you? Where is she? That's what I'd
And
like
it's
to
had hard
know.
use and all them short journeys, stopping, starting, it wears a car down, you
Give
know.
over. They're designed for that kind of driving nowadays.
Have you seen Gail
That
lately?
model
I bet
was
you haven't,
anyway.
have you?
Yeah, I saw her in the cafe today.
And there's loads of other little things need doing to it. And all, Kevin Webster had a look at it today when he changed the fan belt, which you still owe me for, by the way.
Get naughty, that's your driving. That fan belt never went when I was driving.
How can the way you drive affect the fan belt? Just tell me.
Seems
you can't,
funny
can
to
you?
me, you know. And Ibis acting
Will
strange
you give
lately.
over rabbiting? That car is in first class nick.
You're kidding yourself, Dad. According to Kevin Webster, the hoses have gone, the radiator's gone, there's loads of other little jobs that need doing on it. And we heard a very funny noise coming from the engine, didn't we, Curly?
Pardon?
That funny noise we heard coming from the engine. Me and Curly both heard it this afternoon.
Thought you wanted this car for birding.
Yeah, well, Curly was with me and we had a foursome, didn't we?
You're not bothering with women, are you, Curly lad? I ain't known you always looking pale.
Look, Dad, the car isn't really worth buying. It's only because it's you I'm interested. I'm sentimental, I suppose. Now, I can't go any higher than 500 quid.
500, 5 measly hundred.
It's not normal, and that's definite.
Will you give over chunnering?
I'm just saying I think Gail's left home. Done a bonk.
Well, I wish you'd follow her example. I might be able to hear myself flaming think.
Have another cup of tea, please, Mrs. Duckworth.